My name is Michelle Ihegborow. I am the training director at Realty One Group Integrity out of Southern Arizona. And I am also your queen of culture. How I got that name, I'm about to tell you that story right now. So, I want to tell you my story of one as it relates to Summit. When I was first introduced to the brand back in January of 2021, I fell in love with everything I had to offer, the tools, the tech, the branding. Look at this amazing branding that we have. Just everything done for you, literally. By the time Summit rolled around in 2022, I was so ready to go. I had never been to Vegas before. I was going with my husband. We were so excited, and I had a few expectations. I wanted to feel the vibration and the electricity that I feel in my office. I wanted to feel that multiplied by 1,111 real estate professionals. That's how many tickets they were selling that year. Another thing that I wanted and I went looking for when I went to Summit was to hear Kuba's story. I wanted to hear the CEO's story and see what led him to create this brand, create this legacy, and how he put this all together. What keeps him motivated? What drives him? And the third thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to meet the captain of culture. I had taken on this name in my community of the Queen of Culture and at my office, and I thought that it would be amazing to meet the Captain of Culture. So, um, I must say to you that 2 weeks before Summit of 2022, my husband and I had suffered a big, big, big financial loss. If you know, you know. I won't get into the details of that. That'll be a whole nother story. So by the time Summit came around, I needed Summit. I don't know what that meant then, but I know what that means now. So we get to Summit, and the vibe was amazing. It was great. I'm gonna tell you this quick little story just so I can bring all the pieces in together for you, and how those three things that I went looking for were delivered tenfold. But what I want to share with you was that the experience in a whole was epic. The most memorable part for me was this big dream wall that they had off to the side. At first, I thought that it was a backdrop for the agents to stand in front of and take pictures in front of. And, it was just a graphic, right? Like these awesome graphics that Realty One Group has for us. And as we were going through the experience, what I found out later was that they wanted us to take a post-it note and write on the dream wall what our wildest dreams were. Now, mind you, I wasn't in the best place in my heart, in my mind, in my soul at that time. So, it's almost like, hey, what's the worst that can happen? Just write the wildest thing that you can think about. Just put it on the paper and stick it on the wall. And I can't tell you exactly what I wrote, but I remember it's being something about crowned queen, fashion show, summit stage, 2023 or next year's summit, something like that. And I stuck it on a wall and called it a day. And after that, part of my experience entailed knowing later that there were more than 1,000 agents there. I believe there were 2,000 agents there. So that expectation got multiplied by two. My other ask, if you recall, was for me to hear Kuba's story. Not only did we get to hear his story, that year he told us his father's story and his father's legacy and how he was a refugee from Poland. And his father was there, his mother was there. So hearing it, seeing it, feeling it, was just a completely different experience. And then the other ask was to meet the captain of culture. So during the walk, that Sunday morning, we're all meeting then at the sandwich shop, and not only did I get to meet the captain of culture recognized me and he knew who I was. And when I went to go say hi and greet him, he treated me just like an old friend. And he says to me, he goes, I see what you're doing. I see you've crowned yourself the queen of culture. He goes, keep doing that. He goes, I need to introduce you to my friend Ryan one day. Before y'all leave Summit, you need to meet Ryan. And I'm like, all right. And the thing is that I already knew who Ryan was because I'd been watching him on the Hoover app. And Ryan Calantis was all over the place on that Hoover app. And I was like, yeah, I do need to meet this Ryan and see who this is. So fast forward to 3 months probably before Summit 2023, which was last year's summit, I get a call from Ryan. And we met, the captain of culture ensured that we met during Summit. We connected, we stayed connected this whole year. This is that networking and collaboration piece we're always talking about. So a few months before the next summit, Ryan calls me to let me know that we're starting this culture collective and that we are going to start expressing what culture means to us as a brand. We ended up being part of the committee that helped with some of the pieces of last year's summit. And then at the last minute, we get asked to be in the fashion show. And I thought, oh my God, this is my moment. I am going to crown myself on the 2023 One Summit International stage. And that's pretty much what happened. I walked the runway. Oh, that's my baby. Oh, what are you doing? Come, come. I walked the runway to La Negra Tiene Tumbao by Celia Cruz. Go with you, Sissy. Go. And I took my gold hat off. Now, the gold hat you see me wearing there is a hat that I did order, but it was inspired by the gala at the previous year's summit, right? So you'll see me take that gold hat off and put my crown on. And, that moment for me was just epic. But the crazy thing is that might have been like you would think that that was the moment, right? But it's not. It's almost like the beginning of the rest of my life. So I share this story to say to you, if you're a part of Realty One Group, you know you love the brand, you know that you love everything that it brings, the tools, the tech, the branding, that feeling of family, what Kuba, Vinny, and the executive team have put together for us. It's so that we can create our own legacies for our family, our community, through compassion, through caring, and be an extension of what their wildest dreams were. You can now turn this into your wildest dreams. What are you going to do with the tools, the tech, the community that you've been given, this network that you have access to? I do want to encourage y'all to go to Summit. It is a life-changing experience. It's everything that you want it to be and more. And yeah, don't miss out on One Summit. It's definitely a life-changing opportunity. I cannot wait to see y'all here soon at the 2024 One Summit International. And yeah, I'm about as giddy as they get. I'm super excited and I can't wait to see y'all soon. Bye.